Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. A little bit different though today. We're not going to focus so much on getting referrals as we are focusing on the whole limbic advantage. How to be more limbic focused in your business, but more importantly, in the way that you think, because it's not natural for us. We are logical, we're rational, we're analytical, we're a survival human being brain. But unfortunately, that holds us back. There's other things that hold us back, and I want to touch more on that as I get through something a little bit different today. But in essence, does it still have something to do with getting more referrals? Of course it does. Does it still have things to do with growing your business? Without a doubt, because our own self-talk really dictates so much of our own success. What you're saying to yourself. And we're having conversations with ourselves probably more than any other conversation that we have with anybody else throughout a day. In fact, we're having conversations with ourselves without us even knowing we're having conversations with ourselves. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about these simple little words that I'm about to share with you right now. What are you willing to do? It's a really easy question, but at the same time, it's a really hard question. If I was to go, are you willing to? And you finish that sentence, think of something right now that just isn't working for you. Maybe at the moment you don't have enough clients. Are you willing to go and ask strangers if they need your product or service? Are you willing to do a podcast? Are you willing to get on video? Are you willing to go and meet referral partners? Are you willing to go to networking events? Are you willing to, whatever it is that you know that's going to help, are you willing to do it? See, and unfortunately, we might be willing to do it for a day, a couple of days, maybe a week. But it's the same boring, monotonous activity that we've got to do over and over and over and over to get the result that we actually really want, that the majority of the time we're not willing to do. You think about New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do this is generally how New Year's resolutions start. I am, and straight away, it's not I will, it's I'm going to do this, or I want this to happen. And that simple tweaking language is a huge difference to you actually achieving and setting small little actions to achieve the end goal versus not doing it. And that's exactly the same as when we talk about that limbic advantage systems, when we can limbic your business. And so much of it comes down to language, how we can chemicalize communication, how we tap into brain chemicals. And if we can't do it to ourselves, then we've got no hope of ever being able to do it in our business for other people. So let me come back to the question. What are you willing to do? And I want you just to think of one area. Am I willing to go to the gym every single day because there's some kilos you want to lose? Or am I willing to run every day because you want to be able to run in an event? Or am I willing to swim every day because you want to swim in an event? Am I willing to? What is it? And then once you've got that, maybe it's something that you've tried before. Why didn't you follow through on it? What stopped you? Because that's the same thing that stops us from us being able to grow our business. I hear people talk all the time and they go, I want more referrals coming into my business. I go, are you willing to build 30, 40 referral partners? I want to be able to get X amount per month into my business. Are you willing to bring on 5, 6 clients every single month for the next year? See, when we come to the are you willing, all of a sudden, Now it becomes real. And are you willing to do that? And so many people are not willing to do it. So many people, it's easier to come up with an excuse. It's easier to stop. It's easier to think the grass is greener somewhere else. It's easier to, whatever self-talk you're having right now is 100% correct. So where does the solution come in any of this? Well, I think the solution comes from understanding the self-talk you're having with yourself right now. What are you saying to yourself? What excuses are you making? What roadblocks are you putting in place? What beliefs are you making sure never change? Are you negative? Are you positive? Do you need to be more positive? Do you need to just simply get out of your head? But what is it right now that's stopping you from being able to get from wherever you are right now, to where it is you want to be? And sure, we're a business podcast, but it might not even be on business. If I think about the last 2 years, and now if I don't go and work out sometime during the day, it annoys the daylights out of me. In fact, I don't even know the last time where I didn't make sure that I worked out during the day. 7 days, no matter what. Because now it's just not a negotiable. But that wasn't always the case. I would have easily been able to say to you before, I'm willing to sit on the couch versus go to the gym. I'm willing to eat potato chips versus make a protein smoothie. I'm willing to go to the beach versus reach out to 10 people in our networks and start conversations with them. I'm willing to have a day off versus whatever it happens to be. Do you fall into that? Do you have that sort of talk? Do you say to yourself that business is hard? Business is 40 hours a week and I'm doing 80. See, because whatever we say to ourselves, as I said, is 100% correct, but it doesn't have to be correct. And most of the time it's not correct. So I want you to just simply ask yourself, what are you willing to do? Pick one area in your life right now that you're not happy with. Where do you want that to be? And then what are you willing to do to be able to get there? Now, there are a few things that I put in place in my own world just simply because I want to ensure that I get used to the boring, monotonous activity, because it's something that we're not used to. And in fact, it's probably the number one killer of anyone really reaching where they want to get to, is eventually the boredom will kick in and therefore we'll give up. We'll stop. We'll go find something else. We'll change the plan. We'll think that something over there is better and shinier than just sticking to the plan that we've got. As I said, it's probably the number one killer of you actually reaching what you want to be able to reach. One of the instant gratification, want it done yesterday society that we live in right now, we look at people and we go, oh, wow, I wish I could only be like them. But we don't see the 10, 15, 20 years that it took them to be able to get to that. We just see that right now and expect that we can do it right now. No. We expect that just because someone's gone from doing very little to having something, that anyone can do it. But what they don't appreciate is the sacrifices. What they don't appreciate is the steps, and every single day doing the same steps. What are you willing to do? I think there's a great quote and a great saying, and it comes from a book that I was listening to, and you can get the book, Unf Yourself by Gary Bishop. And whatever you're willing to do provides you with the life you deserve. I think it hits home because so often we're not willing to do what the person next to us who's getting the results that we want are willing to do. And that could be in any aspect of your life, business, personal, it doesn't matter. So how do you change those things? Well, to me, the first thing is changing the conversation in your head. You can achieve anything you want to achieve, whether it's some sort of athletic feat, whether it's some sort of health feat, whether it's some sort of business feat, whether it's some sort of impact feat. It doesn't matter what it is. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. The number one killer to achieving it is giving up, quitting. And when you start to say, you know what, quitting is just not an option. Giving up is just not an option. Settling is just not an option. Then all of a sudden you change the talk in your head from fear-based to positivity of, okay, what do I have to do next? What's the next thing that I've got to make sure that I tick off? What's the next thing that allows me to be responsible for the end result? What's the next thing that ensures that I'm a step closer to where I want to be? You will never go from 0 to 10 without going through 0, 1, 2, 3, the different steps, the different milestones. If you think you can just go from 0 to 10 instantly, you're living in a fairyland. But more importantly, it's also going to be the thing that makes you quit faster. Because in your own mind, your time frame of being able to achieve it isn't realistic. I said to a personal trainer the other week, I said, so if you had to lose 7 kilos in 2 weeks, would you focus on better exercise, more exercise, or nutrition? And she looked at me and went, you had to lose 7 kilos in 2 weeks? You're going to starve yourself. And honestly, it's not possible. Now, that's a good, honest answer. Now, of course, it is possible, but is it good for you? Is it sustainable? No. But what most people would answer is, oh, go do this, 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 this. But when someone doesn't reach that, maybe they're at 5, maybe they're at 6 in 2 weeks, but they don't reach the 7, then all of a sudden they completely give up when all they had to probably do was go another week or another 2 weeks to reach the end goal. So just don't give up as fast as what we are used to giving up. And so much of it is just a social media world we live in where it's so easy to be able to see everyone else posting on how great things are, and for you to be able to talk in your own mind of things aren't being so great for you. Trust me, things aren't as great as what it always looks. Trust me, they're having the same conversations that you're having. But also trust me, you're going to be more powerful when you understand what you are willing to do. Because if you're willing to do it, you're not going to give up. If you're willing to do it, it doesn't matter how long it takes. If you're willing to do it, even 80% of the time, then you will end up getting there. So in your conversations that you're going to have with yourself over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, a week, month, year, you've got a choice. You can be negative, put yourself down. You can look at all the things that aren't happening, or you can go, hey, this is what I'm going to achieve. Take responsibility for it and start thinking, what will I do to be able to achieve that goal? And if it doesn't work straight away, tweak it, but never give up on it. So I said, something a little bit different, but so relevant in you being able to get more clients, grow your business, make more impact, create the security, freedom that you're looking to be able to do. And you can. Every single person can achieve exactly what it is they want to do. Have a big enough obsession to it. Don't give up. Love doing the monotonous, boring activities, and watch step by step you reach that end goal. Hey, that was super helpful. I know some people out there probably really needed that. Some others maybe not so much, but come back to it the time that you do. Have unbelievable conversations with yourself. You talk to yourself more than what you talk to anybody else. So have conversations that ensure you get to where you need to be able to get to. Till next time, take care. I'll speak to you real soon. See you later, all.